good? What's good? Shout out to y'all in the building. Knicks ish in the building. You already know the vibe. My guy Fraz, you already know the vibery is in the building. Today we're gonna do a little scouting report, if you will, for the game against the Los Angeles Clippers. I mean, which should be a tough event because it's gonna be the first game James Harden's gonna be on the team. It's the Madison Square Garden. You know, everybody try to give their best when they come to the Garden. So I'm expecting a tough battle to try to get this dub tomorrow against the Clippers. Yeah, I mean, how I see it is this: we just came off a bad. How you doing, Darlene? What's good? I got Barry in the building. How I see it is this: we just came off a tough loss against the Milwaukee Bucks, a game that we could have absolutely won. Uh,
I don't
but
mean
yeah, but it's time to shake that off and get back to business.
facts.
Uh, the season hasn't started off as good as we thought it would.
Hmm.
We are 2-5. Uh, but I also look at it like this too. I don't know how many back to backs other teams have played, but I don't think any other team has played two back to backs in their first 5 games, which is rough. You looked at how we played in the beginning of first leg of those back to back games. We played great. It took a loss on the second game in the back to back. This is a chance for us with 2 days rest to come out with the appropriate energy and execute the game plan. From the Knicks standpoint, what I would like to see is ball movement is key. Uh, I that's been a complaint from a lot of Knicks fans that it hasn't been uh, enough ball movement between our star players. And at times I do agree. At times I do agree. Sometimes you know we get stuck holding the ball, but I also look at it like this: it's 2 reasons. Julius Randle is trying to force himself back in the rhythm. I don't necessarily agree with the way that he's going about it. And Jalen Brunson is trying to execute offense to keep us in games because the whole team has been struggling for the most part offensively. So he's doing what the best scorer on the team is supposed to do in those situations and try to go get buckets. But we need to try to find easier buckets, especially against a good defensive team like the Clippers. Uh, knowing that
Very good.
yeah, knowing that points probably going to be at a premium, especially with you know Kawhi's most definitely going to be guarding Julius Randle. So he's already struggling. Then you have the task of being guarded by the best defender of his generation.
Yeah,
You feel
facts.
me? Like, so you're getting guarded by the best defender of his generation, and and Paul George, the length that they have, it's gonna be rough, man. So the way that we combat that, in my eyes, is ball movement, getting some of the other guys uh, going and not having them standing there, watching the ball. I think we get too caught up with just standing there watching Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle trying to get a shot, and there's not enough off-ball movement for my liking. That's what I got for now. I'm going to add some more later, but I'm going to give Kev a chance to talk. I see we got Mrs. Nix joining the live. You know what I
There you
mean?
go. I think I added her.
Yeah, there we go. Let me move the banner. Shout
Okay.
out to Mrs. Nix in the building. Shout out to you.
Going
How
on?
you?
What's going on, Miss Nick? I do agree with that. Last year when we played, we actually lost our last 2 games against the Clippers, right? And that
Yeah.
last game against the Clippers, your man Kawhi, put up 38. He
Sheesh.
was very efficient from the field in that game. Um,
Yeah.
but I will say in that game, like you said, spread the ball around, not shoot too many threes because in that last game that we played, we shot. Let me see, we shot 7 of 31 from the field, from the 3 point line in the last game. Yo, we shot 22% from the 3 point line. So I do believe the ball movement is key. Not attack the basket because we abused them in the paint last year. Um, and we had a lot of offensive rebounds, which didn't lead to too many second chance opportunities. Which this year the Clippers are ranked. What
Yeah.
is it? They ranked 25th in the league in second chance opportunities. So I think that the Knicks, being that we such a good offensive rebounding team, we have a chance for a lot of second chance points in this game. But we got to take advantage of it. I think by that, just stay aggressive, attack the basket, and try not yet like try not to shoot yourself out of these games because shooting has been a problem for us as of late, especially from behind the arc. So I think in this game I think we should worry about that.
Yeah, nah, I definitely agree. I think one thing that we could take advantage of is the fact that it is James Harden's first game with the team,
That's facts.
and and if the game come down to crunch time, there's a whole situation that they haven't been into. Who's going to shoot the ball? That's who's going to shoot the ball on that team because
Right.
you got four guys that are all in their mind closers, and to 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 their respect, they are all four of them are closers. So that might be an issue at the end of the game. To see who gonna close out the game, and I just wanted to keep us to keep it close so we could try to take advantage of that. Uh, Miss Nix, you got any thoughts on what the Knicks can do to pull out this W tomorrow?
I'm, I mean, I think the main thing is just playing our own game. Like, not worry who they throw at us. We already know, Harden is playing. We already know who they have. Try and maintain those four defensively as much as we possibly can. There's no stopping them, but we can maintain them. Um, I think Mitchell Robinson is going to be key in this game, rebounding. And I want him to go back up for the shot. Like, don't try and throw it back out, especially if we're not shooting well.
Hmm.
Um, so I think he's going to be key. Our defense is going to be key, and just play our own game and see what happens. I mean, the last few games we haven't won, but we haven't been that far off. And
Hmm.
so if we play our game and stick strong to our game, not worry about the other team, we should at least be in the game. It shouldn't be a blowout if we were to lose.
Yeah, that is definitely true. That all even though we lost 5 games so far, ain't none of those games been a blowout. We've kept
Except the
everybody
Pelicans.
within. That wasn't even a blowout. That was a 9 point game. Oh,
It
it
was a
felt
horrible game though.
it felt like a blowout. Pause. It felt like a blowout, but it wasn't a blowout. It was a 9 point game. So yeah, I agree. I agree with Mitch being an integral part of what we need to do to get the W. I was as you was talking, I was trying to find what's Mitch's record against Zubac, but I'll be back with that stat. I'm trying to get Fraz to talk, but he keep on disappearing.
I think he's having technical
Technical
Yeah,
difference.
but
nah, but
I
but
think definitely in this game, if there's anybody that we need to watch out for is Kawhi Leonard,
hmm
especially against the Knicks, because in his last 4 games against us, he's averaging 32 points a game on us.
sheesh.
So that's a guy that him and I would say Norman Powell, because poor George, he nice, he gonna do him. But I think him and Norman Powell are the two guys that we gotta watch out for in this game, because both of them, both of them in that last game, they played really well. Um, Kawhi had 38, and I think uh Norman Powell had 24, 7 and 3 on us with a steal and a block, I think it was. So those are two key players that we got to key in on. And if we could some way somehow, um, you know, I know he's gonna get his, but make it difficult for him. I think we got to do that on Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know, I so to go back to Miss Nick's point about Mitchell Robinson. The last 3 games, he's averaging like 11 rebounds on Zubac. And this is why I want to. I'm sticking with this because it's important. Mitchell Robinson's been playing like absolute beast this season, and I really do think Mrs. Nick have a point where you have to go back up with the basketball. You're literally 2 feet away from the basket. I understand that sometimes Mitchell Robinson might not want to get fouled and have to shoot free throws, but you're literally 2 feet from a basket.
Barely,
You're a
yeah.
strong guy. Go back up with the ball, dunk on somebody, get a layup, and at the very least, you'll put somebody in foul trouble, right? Like, and I think what Mitchell Robinson's averaging like 12 rebounds a game so far.
Something like that. Yeah.
Most of the majority of those are offensive rebounds.
Mhm.
We are struggling shooting from the field. Kicking back out right now don't really make that much sense.
Nah, I don't.
You know what I
Facts.
mean? Kicking it out don't really make that much sense. So I need Mitch to be a little bit more aggressive. We saw sort of comments about what his trainer said. Also, you got to make your own offense too. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you look at Clint Capella. Clint Capella ain't just solely reliant on lobs. He's also going back up and finishing second chance points. You know what I mean? Just when I was about to finish up so I could pass to Fraz on again.
But I will say in that in the last game against the Clippers, we out rebounded them on the offensive end, 20-9. So rebounding ain't an issue. We out rebounded them. I mean, we killed them on the boards in that last game. So rebounding isn't definitely not an issue. It's the second chance points that we had a lot of issues in because we shot bad from the field in that game.
Yeah.
So, but I will agree with y'all that Mitch got to work on that. And Tibbs got to work on getting him more involved into the offense as well. Like more pick and rolls. We have guys that do it very well, and I don't think we use it very often.
So the one bone I have to pick with Mitchell Robinson, I don't think he sets really good screens, man. He slips too early most of the time, and he's not really, you know, he's lucky he's playing in an era where guys don't really fight that hard to get over screens, right? Because if people were really fighting to get over screens, they'll get over his screens all the time because he's not really, you know, for lack of a better word, so I don't get stuck on the word, but pause. He don't really rub guys off of their man. Like he shows, he gets in their way a little bit, then he slides. And that also don't help him when he's trying to roll and get open. Like he was setting solid screens and forcing his man to really commit to picking up the ball handler. Maybe he could get more open looks. But there are a lot of times where they just look my boy off.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah,
They just look my boy off. But I do think
yeah,
he can also help himself out by setting better screens.
yeah. That's true. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that definitely. But
Yeah.
um,
No.
I will say, like defensively this year, he do, you know, hopefully they don't take him out the paint usually because that's when he start getting killed. Once they take him out the paint, they start using a center to shoot threes and stuff like that. That's when you kind of limit Mitch, and then it's kind of like impossible to have him
Yeah.
out there. But I don't think that'll be the case in this game.
Yeah. And the crazy part is it's mostly his fault. It's because it's not like he doesn't have the lateral quickness to be able to keep up with centers that shoot threes. He's just scared to close out because he's so worried about my job is to protect the paint. That's bro. Nah. If you see Christoph Porzingis out there ready to shoot a three, run your ass out there.
Word.
Run. We everything else we worried about after that. After you get out there and contest the shot, his problem is just being scared to go out there and commit to contesting a three and worried about protecting the paint. That's because that's Coach Tibbs' philosophy. Coach Tibbs' philosophy is protect the paint first, 3-point line second. Even though it's hard to argue with results, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say nothing too inflammatory about Coach Tibbs because it's the best coach we had in a decade. You feel me? So I'm not gonna say nothing too inflammatory, even though I disagree with a lot that he does. But even though we in a 3-point shooting league, we've been struggling so far to contain the 3-point line. But his philosophy is to contain the paint, which we do a pretty good job at. You know,
Yeah,
you cannot deny that. Mitch might, if Mitch keep on playing the way he's playing, he might be a depoy candidate because I've been hella impressed the way he's been playing deflections, blocks, changing shots, all those things. But he
Mm.
has to find a way to be able to, because don't sleep. Zubac can shoot the three. He
yeah,
don't shoot a lot of them, but he can shoot the three. So Mitch
yeah,
is going to have to step out there and contest that. And I just want him to commit more to getting out there and contest the 3-point shot and trust that somebody can and will help him when it comes to, guarding the basket.
yeah. I hear that. This year, I don't think like defensively, I don't see too many issues. We're like third in the league in defensive ratings. Um, what is it? I got all my shit written down here.
Yeah, nah, I respect
we
it.
we first in opponents points in the paint.
Yeah,
Um,
Mitch.
Mitch. So that speaks volumes. But I think offensively is when we got to get guys more involved because that's where we struggling at. And
Yeah,
definitely the 3-point shot is where we definitely struggling at. I think we are almost at dead last in 3-point shooting. Um,
I believe it. Because
yeah,
what I think we shooting like 35 threes a game or some shit like that.
yeah.
That's a lot of 3-pointers for a team that's struggling shooting 3-pointers.
And that's
Right.
on Coach Tibbs at some point. Like, I get that this is a 3-point shooting league, and that's what teams are doing right now. But at some point, once you see that that shot ain't dropping, we got to find other ways to put up points
Facts.
because if we fix that problem, bro, it's this team sky's the limit for this team, man. Because
Yeah.
well, defensively, we have no issue. You
Yeah.
Right.
know, we have no issues really. I mean, we on top in a lot of defensive categories. We're up there, and most of them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if we can solve our problems offensively, we should be fine, especially in this game.
No,
Right.
I definitely agree. And you know what? One thing that I notice when I'm watching the games is guys that get right to the rim, have a layup, and
And
kick it
pass
out to
it
the
out.
3-point line. I'm like, bro, you know who's the culprit of that? Dante DiVincenzo. He does that a lot. He'll get right to the cup. I'm like, oh, 2 points. Then he's
Pass it
throwing
off.
it all the way. I'm like, come on, bro, lay that up. You know what I mean? Lay that up. Uh, but what you call it? All right, so from the Clippers standpoint, what do you think they gonna bring when we play them on Monday?
You already know, man. James Harden chooses to play against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, so you already know he's trying to put on a show.
Hmm.
He's trying to put on a show, and I'll be honest with you, bro. In his last 4 games against us, he's been putting on a show, almost nearly a triple double on us in the last 4 games. And that last game when he was with the 76ers, he put up 28 and 12.
See,
So, he's somebody that we definitely gotta watch out for. Um, but it's gonna be hard, man, because now with you got Russell Westbrook playing out his mind. Everybody counting him out. He's playing out of his freaking mind. And now you got Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden. Then
hmm,
you got Norman Powell and Terrence Mann coming off the bench. So we got our hands full tomorrow night. I hope these
yeah,
guys are ready, especially like offensively. We're gonna have to put up some points, man, because
hmm,
they pretty good offensively and defensively. They not too far behind either.
Yeah, pretty good is I think is an understatement.
Oh,
Right.
they lead the leagues in steals with 11.2.
That's crazy.
So so
Yeah,
we
you
got to
got to
be
credit
careful
that to
with them, man.
Kawhi and
They
Paul
they
George
they
mostly.
they're really good at forcing turnovers. They're a pretty good rebounding team, just like us. So they do a lot of things, man. The one thing they do well is put a point. So that's
Yeah,
something that we're gonna have to keep up with.
that's a fact. Mrs. Nix, any thoughts?
No, same thing. I mean, I don't know how we gonna do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but like y'all said, we gonna have our hands full. And I mean, I hope Julius get out of his funk tomorrow because we definitely gonna need him, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think to chime on to Julius' struggles, I think his struggles mostly come from shot selection. Like he just taking really bad shots. Like, bro, like why? Yeah, when we was against the Bucks, like and y'all know I'm a Julius supporter. Make no qualms about that. You know what I mean? Still am, but it was he caught I think he got a rebound, and then he decided to take a fadeaway turnaround shot on the baseline against Brooke Lopez. I'm like, my boy, Brooke Lopez is 7'1" with really long arms. You're struggling shooting. Why would you think that is the shot you need to take against
Right.
Brooke Lopez, which is a solid defender, a great rim protector, and he has really long arms. The only way you get that shot off is a rainbow, and you ain't been hitting those shots. And it's shots like that, or that that that's been they've been bothering me. The unnecessary 3-point shots that's been bothering me. But when he actually goes to things that his strong suit is when he actually scores the basket. When he gets to the mid range, creates the contact, I'd rather him take that little shot where he gets to the mid range, create the contact, do that little fadeaway. That's a shot. He'll make that shot. I wouldn't be mad if he took that shot and missed that shot because I've seen you make that shot on a consistent basis. I haven't
Hmm.
seen you be a consistent 3-point shooter for long stretches, but I've seen you go to that mid range shot a whole season's worth of basketball and kill with that shot. So I just need him to go back to the basics of what makes him him, you know what I mean,
Right.
and not try to force the issue. Even though he wasn't scoring well in some of the earlier games this season, I was very much impressed with the other things that he was doing. I was very impressed with his ball movement, that he wasn't
Hmm.
sitting on the ball, that I was his burst of defensive activity because Julius Randle's not going to give you a whole game of defense. Don't
Nah,
forget it. It's not going to happen. But
yeah,
he has his bursts where you like, oh, great defensive play, Jules. Yeah, I mean, it was more of those bursts in the beginning of the game. I mean, in the beginning, like the very first few games of the season. And of course, his rebounding is something that he's always done well. I those parts of the game I need him to focus on while he try to focus, like get back in the rhythm. Trust that Jalen Brunson and the rest of the team can pick up the slack offensively while you
Hmm.
figure it out and just do the other things that was helping the team. We took some bad losses, and that's because I think mostly we playing really good teams in the beginning of the season. Our schedule is kind of fucking ridiculous. But
yeah.
Right.
Right.
yeah, just get back to doing those things. I got something else I want to talk about too, because there's been a video clip that's been on my timeline that I want to address. But we're gonna do that later.
And and I think it goes back to the basics for everybody. You know what I mean? Like I think me and Kev talked about it the last show. Like we need to just see the ball go in the basket. So
Mm-hmm.
early in the game, we need easy shots. Don't force nothing. We don't need to force threes. Take our shots, easy shots. Let's see the ball go in the basket, and maybe we can build from there.
Mm-hmm.
Through the rest of the game. Maybe the 3-point shot will start falling, but y'all play ball. It's a confidence thing too. We know they can shoot, but at this point, because they
Yeah.
haven't consistently, it's like, okay, now what? And then they just continue on the same way. No, we need to start slow. Like you said, get into the paint, throw a lob to Mitch. Randall get his mid range shot. Once they see the ball go in, maybe everything else will fall into place. And that's for all the games. We don't need to be shooting threes to start the game when we're not a good 3-point shooting team.
Right.
Unless them joints is wide open, like nobody's in a mile of you. Yeah, shoot that.
Right.
You feel me? All day. You got to shoot that, right?
Right. RJ's playing, darling.
He's playing for sure. He was questionable.
Well, the last I seen, he was practicing with the team, and so far they got him playing. But you never
Yeah,
know
we
from
gonna
here
need
to
him.
then. We're gonna
Yeah,
need him. We're gonna need him
facts.
big time. We're gonna need that 20 points. I feel like if he would have played in these last two games, we would have won
We
them
win
easily,
for
Hmm.
sure.
easily.
Hmm.
Because he's been our most aggressive player. He hasn't been timid going to the basket. Like Anna said, there's even times you see him going right now.
Yeah.
Like he's being extra aggressive, and I'm loving it. You know. But I do agree with her. I think that we have so many guys that can create and take it to the basket when they being aggressive. But I feel like y'all too busy trying to be a 3-point shooting team, and that's just not what we are right now. What up, Mike? What's goody? That's just not what we are right now. At least at this point, I know that we can shoot the three. I know we can, and but I feel like that should be the least of our worries. I think when I was telling T Time, there was I think it was the first game of the season where we had like 30 assists.
Hmm.
We had like 10 assists in the first quarter. I'm saying to myself, like, goodness, bro, if we keep moving the ball like this, we could be a real dangerous team. I would like to see that more aggressiveness. I would
Hmm.
like to see Thibodeau, uh, unleash my man Quentin Grimes a little more. I feel like in the last game against the Bucks, RJ didn't play, and he let Quentin Grimes do his thing, and he rocked out. I really would like. I think he's a key player for us in this game.
Yeah. So to go back to the easy basket situation, one thing that was helping us get easy baskets in the beginning of the season, and another thing that Julius was doing well was when he got the rebound, he got off the ball. He pushed the ball forward. He outlet the ball
Yo,
to
what up,
one of the
Ed?
guards. Ebony was good. Uh, he outletted the ball to one of the guards, and we was getting in the early offense. He, for whatever reason, my boy stopped doing that. He started
Yeah,
getting a rebound and walking the ball up the court again for whatever reason. He needs to get back to getting the ball, give it to JB or RJ or whoever's on the
or
court
quick.
playing a one or quick or Grimes, somebody so they can hurry up, get the ball up the court, try to get an easy mismatch or easy basket before the defense gets set. We definitely going to need to do stuff like that against the Clippers because,
Yeah.
as we said already, the Clippers are a really good defensive team. And as far
Mhm.
as Quentin Grimes go, he's another one that get to the rim and kick the ball out. It drives me crazy. These guys
Yeah,
that get right to the basket for a layup and then kick the ball out. It drives me crazy, man.
and
I
that's what I
need
mean. Like the kid, there's more to his game than we know. Like
yeah.
I really think like he really took this off season to work on that part of his game when he was working with what's the name, JJ Redick and Anthony Hardaway. Like you can see every year his game is getting better, but I feel like that attack the basket, it should be our first priority over shooting the threes because eventually those threes are gonna fall. You know what I
Facts.
mean? But I need Quentin Grimes to be that Houston Quentin Grimes
Yeah.
in the ACC tournament when you was going ballistic and taking it to the basket on everybody. He was unstoppable in that game. So I would like to see that more going forward.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Right now, he's pretty much relegated to a catch and shoot guy
Fact,
and playing defense 3 and D pretty much Primarily, that's just it. Catch and shoot, play
Yeah, that's
defense. When
I don't
when
like
his
to see
game,
him. I don't like to
yeah,
see that.
yeah, his game is way more to his game than that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Way more to his game than that. And yeah, Tibbs gotta let him flap his wings, man. And
Like
that would only help RJ, Julius, and Jalen Brunson to have another bona
Everybody.
fide, yeah, another bona
taking
fide
pressure.
offensive weapon.
You take
Yeah,
pressure off of these guys. You know what I
Right.
mean?
right.
Like you got somebody to rely on other than just Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett. You know, like
Right. And it's
I
going to
got
reduce the double and triple teams because you
Hmm.
know you got to stand there. Right. They know he can make the shot, but chances are is the ball's not going to get to him. And so they have no problem falling off him and double
Yeah,
teaming everybody else. So, yeah, there needs to be more plays definitely for him so that we can open up the court for everybody else.
yeah, that's a
yeah.
fact. I agree.
Another thing that I do notice too is with the bench. The bench once Dante gets 100% acclimated and they're going to be a problem because I notice like when they're on the court, they're playing a little bit more the right way. There's a lot more off the ball movement. There's a lot more cuts happening, especially when Hartenstein get the ball because everybody knows if you cut and you're open, he's gonna hit you.
Yo,
He's gonna hit you with the ball. If you cut and you're open, he's gonna hit you with the ball. And I don't feel like in the starting lineup is that same confidence that if I make this cut, I'm gonna get the ball. Like
yeah,
so,
that's
everybody just stand there, watch Julius, watch Jalen Brunson, watch R.J. Barrett, and that's just the offense. We're gonna go 1-on-1, try to kick if we get into the paint, and it needs to be more to the offense than just that.
And that's
yeah,
what's
And
confusing me because that starting lineup is the same starting lineup as last season. So I don't know how they fell back a step. It's like it doesn't make sense. Something has to be wrong. Maybe that we don't know about team wise, or maybe Julius' ankle ain't 100%. Something ain't right.
I
well,
blame
I
it a
think when
hundred.
it
Go
comes
ahead, Kev. Yeah,
when,
go ahead,
when
Kev.
when I think when it comes to Julius though, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, right? But I think the whole like not being able to do what you do because you're dealing with that surgery, you got to wait for the surgery to heal. I think all that time off, he kind of rusty right now, you know. So I think once he shakes that rust off, I think we should be fine. When is it gonna happen? I don't know. I hope it happens on Monday. I hope it happens tomorrow. I hope he shakes all that shit off tomorrow. But I think that is was getting us right now. He doesn't look himself at the moment. I think he kind of said that in the interview.
Yeah,
You know, he
I,
said he's not in rhythm or none of that stuff. So I feel like that's a
yeah,
big part of the reason why we going through what we going
yeah. I agree with you, Kev. It is a little bit of rust, and I feel like he's going about trying to get himself in rhythm the wrong way.
through.
Right?
Yeah,
He's going
right,
about it the wrong way. He's trying
right.
to force the rhythm to happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He's trying to
Hmm.
force it to happen, and that's not the way you go about it. You feel me? Uh, you got to let it come to you naturally. And I think that he's just so adamant about I need to be back to where I was last season now that he's forcing himself to take horrible shots. You feel
Word.
me? And that's pretty much what it comes down to: horrible shots. It and there's no reason if you shoot like your first three threes and none of them go in, you still back there chucking up four more. It don't make sense to me. You feel me? Like at some point, you got to, oh, it's not working for me from the 3 point range tonight. I got to get to the cup. You know what I mean? Uh, and that's it. Listen, Knicks 100 GM, we're not going to do this tonight. You know what I mean? We're not going to do this tonight because I'm pretty sure you probably don't even play basketball at a high level to understand what it takes to get back in the rhythm and say that there's nothing wrong. Most people in the NBA talk about how hard it is to come back from injury and find their rhythm. You know what I
Fact.
mean? Nobody's saying that he's still hurt. We're saying that he's trying to find his rhythm. That's
Right.
it.
And I
You know
think
what I mean?
when people make comments like that, it's like we see, and I'm sure y'all seen that clip where they're like, "Oh, he struggled. He struggled off whenever Brunson made that shot, and that I think that's just his frustration, and we
Yeah.
as fans are taking it the wrong way, or exacerbating the situation. You know what I mean? And if you're a real Knicks fan, because and y'all know how I feel about Julius, I'm on and off sometimes. But I'm not gonna go hard on him because he's not gonna give us what we want if we're down his neck like that. He doesn't play
Yeah.
under pressure well. We know that. So us as fans, we need to calm the hell down a little bit. It's early on, and we can't keep going to that because then he's never gonna give us what we want because he's gonna be in his feelings about us again.
So to talk about that situation, because I was trying to wait, but I'm glad you brought it back up. So Rich Holtzman on Twitter pointed something out that I don't think people noticed, right? And I'm not really, justifying his actions. I'm just trying to give some insight to maybe this is why he did what he did, right? Uh, so 2 plays before that, they ran the same exact action for That the play was ran for Julius Randle, and he got a bucket. It was a down screen from Mitchell Robinson, and Julius got to the basket, caught a little contact, hit that fadeaway shot that I was talking about. They ran the same exact play. This time, Jalen Brunson said, F that. I'm going to go get this bucket. And he took that wild shot. So Jules was like, all right. He threw his hands up like, yo, what's up? What happened? Whatever. So now, fast forward to the walking back part and him not getting back on defense. Again, I'm siding with the fact that, yeah, maybe he should have, put some feet in the paint.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
from the standpoint of looking at Giannis was his guy, right? They playing man defense. Giannis was his guy. I don't even think Giannis got past half court.
Nah.
Uh, when Josh Hart got screened, Mitchell Robinson was already in the paint protecting the rim. Jalen Brunson was already covering Jay Crowder. So he stayed at the top, waiting for his man to cross half court. Which, by the way, Giannis was 3 for 3 from 3-point range this
That's a
game.
fact. Yeah.
So him collapsing to the paint and Giannis catching and shooting from 3-point range that close in the game probably wouldn't have been great for us. But what everybody's failing to realize, nobody's mad at Quentin Grimes for falling asleep and letting his man Dame Lillard run right past him to the basket, because that's what really happened. Now, again, was Julius' energy bad? Yeah, but was us losing the game his fault because of that play? No. Quentin Grimes turned his back to his man, 100% facing the basket. Dame Lillard right behind him, runs right past him, get the ball layup. Do I think from a tactical standpoint, Julius Randle made the right decision not to leave a Giannis alone when he's 3 from 3-point range that close of a game? Yes. Energy wise, it looks horrible. It's nasty work. You know what I mean? But for the way that they exasperate, like to use Mrs. Knicks, were exasperating what actually happened because they just need somebody to throw the blame on, it's disgusting. When really we played a hard fought game against a championship contending team. We lost by 5 to a team that shot 50% from 3-point range. We dominated that game in every aspect of that game except for 3-point shooting. We killed them on the boards, killed them on the offensive boards.
Yup.
Like we actually made more field goals, total field goals. We made more field goals. They had
Yep.
more assists than us, but
They shot the three ball pretty well though. Cause fucking Jay Crowder and fucking Brooke Lopez was killing us from behind the arc. Man. I think Dre Crowder hit like three or four threes on us.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yo, listen. It, it, what I understand about being a Knicks fan is that no matter who the player is, if the Knicks ain't winning, you complain. No matter who the player is,
it's, it's,
doesn't
it's,
matter.
it's a
Doesn't
fact.
matter. There's actual article with Patrick Ewing said that he got tired of Knicks fans complaining when they was losing, and that's the greatest Knick of all time. He said y'all
Carmelo
treated him like
Anthony,
he said. Pat said y'all treated him like shit when they was losing.
Carmelo
So
Anthony called one of our fans a fucking, what was it? He called the fan one time.
Marshmallow face, pizza face, or marshmallow, something like
He
that.
called him fucking something face ass. He was like, yo, what type of face ass? I was like, yo, this nigga Melo's wild, but that it be like that.
and then I sit here and I gotta hear y'all talk about trading for all these other people that
Over it.
y'all gonna complain about when they y'all they were screaming for Cat. Cat is averaging like 18 points a game, shooting under 40%. But y'all want to trade Julius Randle for the same shit? Like it don't make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And again, I know Julius Randle has his faults, and what I forgot what I think it was the Cavs game. I was on Twitter like, oh, coach need to sit Julius tonight. And I'm a Julius Randle supporter, so I know I can criticize the guy when he's doing bad. You know what I mean? But the amount of criticism and the overreacting to every little thing that he does, it's sickening. Y'all look more like the babies that y'all claiming him to be. Every day.
So
Every day.
and the thing is that they want to trade for guys that don't even want to be here. You know, it's like they put into four situations where if it don't work out, you're gonna be screaming for the front office to trade that person or get rid of that
Facts.
person that we bring in. You know, like I could name a list of guys that never wanted to come here in the first place
Hmm.
and have plenty of opportunities to be here and never wanted to come here and help us win. But you
That's
got
a
a
fact.
guy like Julius Randle who might to y'all might not be the best player, but he took on that pressure
Hmm.
to come here and help the Knicks try to win a championship. You know,
And you forget the extra, cause we ain't got him for a max.
nah,
So a trade involving him is gonna involve somebody else
Your
on
Knicks
our
100.
team.
I've seen your takes. You may think you understand organized basketball, but I got to question that, my good brother. I've seen your takes. You be wilding.
you know, and
Yo,
the thing
the
is like,
whether y'all like it, whether y'all like it or not, right? Julius Randle was not a perfect basketball player. This is why we went to go get Jalen Brunson. This is why he took less money because he also understands that he's not a perfect basketball player and he's going to need help. Whether you like it or not, outside of Carmelo Anthony, he is the best Nick you've seen in the last 10 years. Outside of Carmelo Anthony in the last 10 years, he's the best Nick you've seen. Matter of fact, we could probably say the last 20. He's the best Nick you've seen since Spreewell and Allen Houston.
yeah,
After that is Melo and Julius Randle.
That's
That's
a
it.
fact.
And
That's a fact.
he's whether you like it or not, he's a large part of the reason you got to watch Knicks playoff basketball in the last 2 times in the last 3 years. No matter how you want to slice it, he's responsible for that.
yep.
And this is where the frustration comes from somebody like me, somebody like Kev. You know, Mrs. Nick, she already said she's off and on, right? She's off and on when it comes to Jules. We get that, right?
I've been trying
But
to stay positive, trying to stay positive.
but this is where the frustration from us come from, where we look at it like, yo, bro, like, how y'all mad at people like us that don't want to give up on Julius Randle, considering what he's done for the team so far?
Word.
Again, Is he perfect? No. Is there parts of his games that we criticize him on? Yes, absolutely. But we don't talk about him like he's the worst thing that's happened to this organization ever. I sit here, I go on my Twitter, I go on my Facebook, and then you got guys talking like this is the worst they've ever seen the Knicks. And I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Hell no. Hell no.
Yo,
They knew Knicks
we
fans if they say some shit like that.
like last year we was close to winning 50 games for the first time in years. We was 3 games away from 50 games.
It was
He was a
10
part of
years.
that.
It was 10 years exactly since we won 50 games.
Right. So, I feel like if we keep building with what we got, eventually something nice is gonna happen. But this is the part of building organizations. These are the kind of things you're gonna go through. These are the
Hmm.
kind of things he's gonna go through as a face of the organization because he's a part of that. He's never been in that situation before, and then you come to New York. It's a tough place to play. He's
Hmm.
taking all that in, and to me, I think he's handling it like a champ. I just think that people, New Yorkers, you know, I feel like he's a New Yorker. He's just from Texas, you know.
Yeah.
He's giving me those vibes, like
He from
like
the
those
burbs.
kind of vibes.
Yo, he uh every year he does every year. So last year there was 5 times more games where he was solid and killing than it were games that he shut quote unquote shut down. And Knicks 100, I've never seen you give him praise when he was killing. Never. Not once. Not once. But once he make a mistake, here you go. Oh my God, he's the worst. He's the worst. I can't stand him. I can't take it anymore. But when he's killing, y'all have nothing to say. Y'all disappear. Like, that's what I'm saying. That why it frustrates me because I'm willing to criticize the man when he's doing bad, right? But y'all not willing to give him credit when he's doing good. You know what I mean? Every year, last year, what he was 25, 10, and 5, major part of why we went to the playoffs. Jalen Brunson was hurt game one against Cleveland. If Julius Randle didn't come out on a hurt ankle and give us 16 points in the first half, we lose game one to Cleveland. Without Jalen Brunson, absolutely. But no, none of y'all spoke about that. Bro, that's cap. That's cap, but whatever. Enjoy your night with that one. But back to what I was saying. And then it even trickles over to the coach. Now, y'all know T Tom was a part of the fire coach Tommy T Brigade. I was one of those people. But I will not fight against results. You feel me? I will not. In the recession year, I was highly upset. I wanted well, I hated his rotations. I wanted him gone. I was upset. But then to come back and go to the playoffs again in the second round, I cannot argue with this man. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with this man. And then to finish with the offense that everybody claims that he doesn't have, being number 4 in the whole entire NBA, the fourth best offense in the whole entire NBA. But y'all complain about his offense. Y'all must have forgot what it was like before Coach Tommy T got here. Y'all must have forgot what it was like with David Fizdale, Derek Fisher, Jeff Hornacek.
Oh my god.
Y'all forgot what it was like to win 21 games. And the year before that,
17.
win 17 games. And the year before that, I think it was 20 something. And then the year before that, it was another 17 win season. Y'all must have forgot. And it frustrates a person like me to see y'all on Al Gore's internet talking like this is the worst y'all ever seen the Knicks. It literally like, oh, I can't take this anymore. If that's the case, you should have quit being a Knicks fan like 2, 3 years ago.
20 years ago. 20.
Because it was bad. And I'm not saying it ain't room to improve. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want your team to continue to get better. But what I'm saying is this: appreciate where we're at, considering where we came from. We are 4 years removed, 4 or 5 years removed from only winning 17 games, bro. I was ashamed to wear my Knicks stuff outside. I still wore it. I still wore it, but it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to work. They gonna get me today.
Yo,
17
they,
wins.
they 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 would tell you, yo, you brave wearing that out here.
Facts.
Yo,
That,
you brave for wearing that out here.
Yo, but in all, the reason why I'm so passionate because I know that this team is not going to play this poorly for the remainder of the season. It's not going to
right.
happen.
I don't think so either.
Julius Randle is going to turn it around. It's
I
going to happen. He's too, as much as y'all don't like him, he's too talented of a player for it not to happen, right? Oh, my guy JJ in the building. What's
What
good?
up, JJ? Go to the
Yeah, too
YouTube, bro.
talented. And press that like button, everybody in the building.
Word, bro.
Wrong. Yeah.
If y'all on
And,
the YouTube, hit that like button, man. Word.
no, yeah, but yeah, man, that's where my frustration comes from. It's not that Julius Randle is infallible. We all know that he has his flaws. It's just the way that y'all go about acting like he's the worst player in the NBA, which it couldn't be farther from the truth. You know what I mean? Like, you know what people are like, oh, the narratives that they make up, oh, the reason why we can't trade Julius Randle because nobody wants him. It's cap. There's quite a few teams that would take Julius Randle. When you talk about somebody who's giving you 25, 10, and 5, and is not even a top 50 highest paid player in the NBA, you think teams is not going to want that contract with that productivity? Are you serious?
It's true.
I just went down a whole rant in a tangent. See, I just got angry. I wasn't even planning on doing that today.
Sometimes it need to come out, bro. You know, sometimes people push you to that point. You know what I mean? But eventually I feel like he's gonna turn it around, and the fan base will change and flip flop like they always do. You know, and they'll be back on the Julius Randle train in no time.
Yeah, yo, Matty Smooth, I 100% agree. I'm not in love with Hart playing the four. I'm not in
Nah,
love with it. I'm
nah,
not in
No.
love with it. I,
nah.
it's Josh Hart is talented at what he does. He's still giving us great boards, pause at the four though. He's still grabbing 6, 7, 8 boards from the fourth position, which is kind of crazy to me in itself. But defensively, I just think it doesn't work too well for
Well,
me,
we're
like I
actually
would
No.
like it.
we're actually seventh in the league in offensive loose balls, which pause,
But that's
which means that's a big that's a
Y'all in this
that's a
pause.
big part of the reason why I think Josh Hart is a big reason. I think David DiVincenzo is another big reason why we seventh in the league in that category, because those
yeah,
guys can rebound, and Mitch as well. But I feel like when it comes to the loose ones, I think it's that's all Josh Hart and DiVincenzo.
yeah, nah, that's a fact. Jimmy J. Wan, my boy,
But
was good.
appreciate you,
Uh,
appreciate you.
yeah, and I also think Josh Hart is a large reason why we're number two in the NBA right now in rebounding,
Right?
like total rebounds per game.
Uh-huh.
I agree.
Yep.
There's benefits. There's benefits, but right now, I just think like if we play a team with a bona fide backup four, it's clipped. Yeah, I mean, like that's a
Yeah.
mismatch waiting to happen, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
Like
playing super small with him
I'm gonna
at
be
4.
honest with you, like the Pacers, for instance, Obi's doing what
Nick
he's doing. He's doing the same thing he did with the Knicks. But then you got a kid like Jalen Smith, and the and
Naismith, yeah,
yo, and that kid is good, bro.
he
He's
been
really
balling.
he's a really good player. Like so,
Obi
you
might be
know,
on the bench sooner or later because that he
word,
he,
word.
he balling off
Like
the
he do
bench.
more in less minutes than Obi does.
Facts. Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like teams like the Pacers, like those, that's a team that we got to watch out for because they got those backup, and they got somebody else that's just as good. I forget the other dude name, but he just as nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know they roster like that. I ain't even gonna hold you. But I know
Yeah,
that Naismith kid is he be baller. I because I watched the highlights you know Pacers game because I like to check in on Obi and I look at the box score and I'm like 20 points off the bench. Yeah,
yeah.
well, 11 rebounds off the bench. Like then I look at Obi, 6 points, 5 rebounds. I'm like, come on, son.
And you know, listen, I like Obi. I like Obi. You know, he did some good things for us, but it's like, bro, you're doing the same thing. You did it. Like, what did you do different?
He is who Obi is, bro. You know what
Yep,
I mean?
he
And
is.
I'm 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 cool with like he's a decent off the bench player. Decent.
Right.
He could make a really good career for himself coming off the bench. And that's just what it is. Not all lottery picks are winners, bro. Not all lottery picks end up staying starters. It's not always going to work that way. So
Right.
the quicker everybody realize who Obi is for real, the quicker he can go on and having a productive career being who he is.
Yeah, and I don't
It's
even
just
see the
that simple.
Pacers bringing him back next year.
They didn't extend him.
They didn't extend him.
So so was the Knicks really wrong by not? The ones with sense know that the Knicks wasn't wrong for not giving Obi a shit ton of minutes. But you know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. That's the Pacers' problem now.
We got two. We got 2 second round picks for him. So, we
Yeah,
could probably pick up a
yeah,
steal in the second round somewhere. Because nowadays you get some second round players that turn out to be really
yeah.
good. You
That's
got
You
that
get
facts.
kid
undrafted
Imani
players
Banks.
that turn out
Yo,
to be good.
Imani Banks from the Cavs, man. That kid is a really good player. I feel like that's a guy that a lot of teams missed out on. I know he had
Yeah,
some character issues or whatever, but
yeah. He caught it. He caught a gun charge.
yeah, he caught a gun charge. That's a fact. So,
Yeah,
but other than that, like the kid could play.
absolutely,
So I
absolutely.
think the Knicks gotta, and I feel like the Knicks picked up some good players in the second round. I feel like Deuce need to
Hmm.
get more minutes. I feel like 2 minutes is just not enough, man. Like
Yeah.
he's a pest on the defensive end. Like
Offensive game is just not translating to the
yeah, but
NBA
I
though.
feel like as of late though, he been hitting those like 3-point shots here and there. Like I feel like he Coach Tibbs got to look into it, man. He got to look into it because defensively, um, when guards are killing us like that, I think he makes a impact on the defensive end, and we're missing that.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing. I agree with Matty Smooth. I wouldn't mind seeing what Jacob looked like
Top end,
getting some.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing what he looked like getting some minutes because what I was seeing in preseason, I was like, oh, this is different. This is different from what Obi was doing. Obi don't play like this.
Nah,
Obi don't
Yeah.
play with this kind of
energy.
tenacity and energy and attacking the boards and trying to get up there and snatch blocks out the air and
No,
now he wasn't doing none of that.
no.
Yep. If you
Jacob got a
watch him in
little
college,
And he got
that's
a
his
nice little
game.
he got like a nice little mid range shot. You
yeah
know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I don't remember Obi hitting those little mid range middies, jump
I
shots.
want I want to
And
see
he gives us some height because we
Yeah,
play real small.
yeah. What he like 6'9", right? 6'8", six
Mm,
nine.
he's like 6'8",
Yeah
6'9". So
yeah.
that's a guy that you could put out there instead of having him in the G League. We
Yeah.
need we need size, pause. So
And,
when you got guys like Jalen Smith out there, you could throw fucking Jacob Toppin on him.
Yeah, one of the things that was most infuriating about Obi to me, all them hops, and I never seen you try to put nobody on a poster. We
Nah,
got a couple preseason games with your brother, and he already out there trying to get a highlight reel. I was like, this is what I like right here. This is what I like right here. He went up there and tried to put somebody on a poster. I ain't never seen Obi try to do that. You see Obi like to do the little East Bay on fast breaks. That's cute. It's fly the first time. But that was like, all right, okay, my guy. Like we know you could do that now. Like
Yeah,
what else you got?
facts.
What else you
I
got?
see I seen
Zach,
some highlights of him in Indiana doing the same thing. I'm like, okay, that's the same thing.
yo, bro,
yeah,
like we already seen that skid move. Like,
Right, we already see it through the leg in the open
yeah,
court.
like,
Like
dude,
we've
that's
seen
not
that already.
exciting. That's not
and then
exciting.
you got your little brother out there like, yeah, I'm about to catch a body. I'm trying to catch a body. And that's what I want to see.
And I feel like Coach Tommy Timo regretted. You put him with that second unit, bro.
Hmm.
That guy, you know, those guys like to push the pace with the second unit.
Yeah,
You got
yeah,
Quick,
It's
Dante.
gonna be just like having Obi out there plus some.
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
So
and he's a
I feel
willing
like
defender too. And that's what I,
yeah.
He is.
you know,
And he ain't like Obi. He ain't trying to take off. He's trying to grab
yeah,
rebounds. Like he's really
facts,
trying to be out there grabbing rebounds.
facts. You know what I mean?
And once you start using him, I feel like that might open up a lot of shit too. So
Yeah, but I don't know. You know how Coach Tommy T give it up. Will we take Joel? You talking about Embiid for what? Because we gonna have to give up way
That's a
too
hard
much.
no.
nah, I'm good.
We
That's
I'm
a
good
hard no.
about that.
so and I'm pretty sure everybody on the panel gonna agree with me. And the reason why I it's a no is not because of the talent, obviously, right? It's because what you gonna have to give up to get him, which is
Yeah.
what Thanos said. What did it
The
cost?
whole a whole
Everything.
mellow trade.
Bro, and the thing is, they be like, "Oh yeah, we'll give up Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and Evan Fournier." Nah,
That's
why?
cap.
That's the whole team.
Why? Like you giving up RJ? Why you giving up on RJ? Is my thing. The kid is only getting better. You know what I mean? And you know you already traded for a guy that yet again I say it again. What has he done in Philly? What has he done with all the talent surrounding him? He's had some
Okay.
real talented players around him
Facts.
where you could have won championships with this talent, and
Facts. Should have
you
won.
couldn't
Not
do
could have
that.
won. Should have won.
Yeah, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. And I'm not. I'm good, bro. I'm tired of that.
So,
I'm tired of star chasing, bro. It
Kev,
doesn't work.
let me ease your worries. I saw the same thing, and we both know that's cap. We both know that the Knicks organization is not making that deal. Not
Nah,
this version of the Knicks organization.
nah.
They're
Nah,
not making that
hell
deal.
no.
They
And
they're
I
not
love
giving up. Yeah,
nah. And I like that because Leon Rose is like, listen. You know what? A lot of people are. He promised us this. He promised us that, bro. Listen. He sure did make some promises, but you know what? If it's not gonna benefit the New York Knicks, then you do not make that trade. You do not set
Facts.
yourself back 10 more years to get yourself out the gutter and give up all these first round picks and all this other shit. Nah, we're not doing that. I think he should stick to his guns, keep doing what you're doing, bro, and wait until free agency, bro. That to me, that's the best option.
so
That's a fact. Because
so
if they want to be here, they'll make it happen.
so so to what you call it. So what I was about to say. Oh man, I just Knicks 100 kind of threw my thought process off because Embiid was guarding that shot. FYI too, that
Right,
shot
knock
was
it
on
right in
Embiid.
his face.
Yeah. But to so to reference something that the great Scott Perry said, I'm a huge Scott Perry fan. That's my guy. I even when I first really started doing Nixon ish, I had a slogan in Scott Perry we trust. I've been saying that for forever. That's my guy, right? Uh what you call it? When he was talking about Donovan Mitchell, he said you don't make those kind of trades unless you know it's going to win you a championship, right? Unless you can 100% definitively say, yo, we got a shot at a championship if we make this trade. And I feel it's the same way with Joel Embiid. If unless the trade is cut so much that you know that we got a nucleus that we kept together, that if we add him to this nucleus, we have a bona fide shot at a championship. But that can't happen because Joel Embiid is too valuable to that franchise for them to give him away for almost nothing, right?
Right.
Because in my eyes, what the only way we could make that trade and still be championship contenders is say like, now that's saying that I want to do it. It's the only way that it makes sense, right? If we trade Mitch, uh, we trade Grimes and a shit ton of draft picks, right? That's not enough to get Joel Embiid, but that's enough for us to still be contenders. Anything else, we not contenders. You give away Julius and RJ, we're not contenders, bro. You're not going to find anybody to fill those voids. You know what I mean? That's
Nope.
going to be left behind. And for whatever that trade package that they said, Mitch, Julius, RJ, quickly, and like four first round draft picks. What are we doing here?
Your
What what
your whole team,
what are we?
your whole team.
Where are we going? We gonna make the first playoffs and get bumped in the first round. That's what that is,
If
right?
that,
Yeah, but so no. The answer is indefinitely no, Barry.
hell no.
I'm not doing it. And I've always, I stick to my guns, bro, because like look at last year, right? The Donna Holt, that's why I give credit to Scott Perry, Leon Rose, and them because they stick to their guns. They went and extended R.J. Barrett, gave him his money, right? And then we wound up gentlemen and sweeping their ass in the first round. The same guy that they wanted our whole squad for, and plus
Yeah,
six first round picks. Like
yeah,
that shit was terrible. So
terrible.
it's terrible. It's terrible. And the
Yeah,
fact that bro, it's been 20 years already. It's been like how many like when are y'all gonna get it straight already that these guys all these rumors that people make up just ain't real. Like it's
they
just
fall
not
for the
real.
same shit every time, bro.
Every year, every year, y'all fall for the same. Oh shit! Y'all don't get tired of it. Y'all don't get tired of falling for all this bullshit that
No, they
these
don't.
people put out there for y'all. Like y'all don't get tired of it. It's like what you don't. How do you not? How do you not get it?
Yo,
Nothing ever happens, but yet y'all fall for it every single time, bro.
hook, line, and sinker every year. Whatever star it is, there's a rumor about that star being traded to the Knicks, or the Knicks is interested. They be having fake trade packages that the Knicks is supposedly offering for said player, and then nothing ever happens. The only
Nothing.
time that the media ever got it correct, because it was painfully obvious, even Stevie Wonder could have seen it. Jalen Brunson, painfully obvious. Knicks
Oh,
made
that
it
was yeah.
super super obvious, and their interest in Donovan Mitchell, because everybody know that Donovan Mitchell wanted to be a Knick, and they thought they had a real shot at getting Donovan Mitchell. The only times that I can remember in the Carmelo Anthony trade, the only times that out of all these years that the media ever had a beat on what the Knicks was doing, and
Right.
especially this organization. But yet still, soon as some nondescript page posts a meme, not even a real article with a real writer, post a meme of a trade package that Knicks is supposedly interested in trading for LeBron James. Everybody, oh my God, LeBron James! Like, trade everybody, like every year.
And they just don't get it because this management team, they don't talk to the media. They the most quiet, silent. They like I've never seen a Knicks upper management just so silent. They move in silence. So almost everything you see is gonna be fake.
Yo, and I tried to explain that to somebody on Twitter. Like, yo, bro, where do you get that? Like, why don't you understand that you don't the media gets mad at the Knicks because we don't give them no type of information, but yet
Right,
you're here putting out all these fake trade rumors.
right. Cause think about it. After we got bumped out the playoffs, the Knicks didn't even let the players talk to the media.
Yeah.
And they were silent as hell all summer. We heard nothing from the
Nothing.
Knicks. Zero.
Yeah, yo, and that's the part that killed me too. Per sources, who the fuck is your sources? Who's your sources? The hot dog man, the 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 popcorn vendor, the security guard that Leon Rose walked past every day. Like,
The
who's your
po-
sources, bro?
Niggas from the
The
Post. Like, really?
Right. The Post is never gonna give us
Post?
it.
You talking about reporters from the Post, bro?
Mark Berman used to work for the Post, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Like, come on,
and he
bro.
was wrong 100% of the times. I've never seen
What
Mark
I'm
Berman be
saying.
right.
But this is what I'm
Ever.
saying. Like, it
I've
just don't
never
make
seen
sense.
Mark Berman be right. And he was working for the Post for like 20 something years.
And
Never
never
seen
be
him been
right.
right. Ever.
Never. Never.
It sources. Per sources in the
There you go.
organization.
There he go.
What happened? I get it, blood generation
It
is
be
love.
reporters like that.
Oh, yo, bro,
Frank Iola or whatever.
bro. Frank Iola was so bad as a Nick reporter. He went to the Nets, man. He was so bad. He went to the Nets, and then when the Nets start stinking, he was kind of start reporting on the Knicks again. Nah, stay over there. Stay over there. It, and that's my thing,
It don't
right?
make sense, bro. It don't make sense, man.
If you
And
really had, if these reporters really had sources in the organization, they wouldn't be crying so much to have Leon Rose speak to them.
Facts.
uh,
The, the reason why they cry so much because they have no access to information from the New York Knicks organization. They have nothing to write about. Nobody's giving them a avenue to drive a wedge between player and organization. You know what I mean? Because that's what the papers want to do. They want to drive a divide between the team. And shout out to the organization from keeping that from happening. You see your star player is frustrated. He's going through some things. Maybe it's not the greatest thing for him to talk to the media, especially if
Facts.
you know he's beefing with the refs every game. Maybe it's not so much about him not wanting to talk about how bad he's shooting. Maybe you don't want him to say no wild shit about the refs and get himself fined or suspended.
protecting his assets.
Sometimes you got to protect people from themselves. And I wish Coach Tommy T did that a little bit more with his players, especially Julius Randle. I don't feel like he protect Julius Randle from himself enough on the court. He just let my boy do whatever. Like,
Yo, word. And I think, but that's part of the coaching problem. You can't blame the player for that. If the coach is giving him the green light to do all these things, that's on the coach.
yo, kids see Julius do whatever, he be like, Jesus Christ. It just keep it going. That's it. Okay, yeah. My boy, you got to sit him down or something. You may not want to chastise him in public. Sit him on the bench. Sit him on the bench. Let him think it over. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Not me. Not me. I was not furious at all. I was cool. I was cool because what I always draw from when I talk about
That don't bother
Leon
me.
Rose, when I talk about the Knicks organization, Leon Rose, is one of his first interviews he did, I think was with Mike Breen during COVID. And he was like, this is the plan. We're going to make smart, we're going to make smart free agent signings. We're going to be available to be aggressive during trade situations, which they had. They are available to be aggressive. They just chose not to pull the trigger. Uh, and he said 4 to 5 years, we should be a contending team. We won our first playoff series in 10 years. One step away from being, 2 games away from being in the Eastern Conference Finals. To me, sounds like we're on track for what Son was saying when he first got here.
Mm-hmm.
We had we had that one step back year with Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. Shout out to the organization for trying to address the need of the team. Remember, the year we got bumped from the playoffs, one of our biggest uh, uh, one of our biggest downfalls was the fact that we had zero scoring from the point guard position. Zero. Outside of what you call it, old Derrick Rose, you feel me? Old D Rose, we had our starting point guard couldn't shoot or score worth a lick. So what they tried to do to remedy that, you get Kemba Walker on a team friendly contract, right? On a team friendly contract, you get Kemba Walker, low risk, high reward situation. Then you also know you got perimeter shooting issues, so you try to go bring in Evan Fournier to handle that. It backfired. Not all plans go as expected, but it wasn't something that was so detrimental to the team that it put us back 3 4 years. Easy remedy. Kemba Walker gone the next year. Evan Fournier stuck to the bench. Some people might not like it because he's making so much money, but it didn't set us back to a place where we missed the postseason the following year. You feel me? Smart moves, nothing major. These are facts. These are facts. Smart moves, nothing
And look
major.
at the sneaky trades coming under that he made that were pretty good. That helped us. The Derrick Rose trade that helped us. The Josh Hart
Josh
trade
Hart.
that helped us. Like he hasn't made bad trades yet either. So we gotta give him credit for that as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know if I spoke about this here on this platform because I barely been here. I ain't gonna hold you. But it was a lot being made of quickly not getting his extension before the season start. Which another thing I don't understand completely why people are so butthurt because he's a restricted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever offer he get, we have the ability to match, right?
But
Or even supersede that offer because I think we could offer him the most money. Period, right? So
Because we got his bird rights.
yeah, yeah. So if I'm the Knicks, I look at it like why outbid ourselves, right? Let him see what his market value is because maybe they believe he won't get in the open in the market what he's asking for, and let him see. You go try to get the best offer you can, and if it's something that we willing to agree to, we'll match it. Versus going, yeah, we just gonna give you 100 mil off rip just cause. Who knows if anybody else want to give quickly that, right? So why outbid yourself when you could already match that person? Would it have been nice to get the deal done so it could be behind us and we don't have to worry about that going into the off season or during the season, whatever the case may be. But why outbid yourself when you could keep him when you got a great chance of keeping him anyway? I was done. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to add to that because I'm about to dip soon.
they say what? Yeah, Dante. Nah, I think they play
Nope.
well together. I think those guys play well together. I like the whole Dante quick tandem in the second unit.
Yeah. Nick's 100 GM is a quickly hater, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
he don't like
Lord.
quick. Yeah, I know. He
Yeah.
do like he
Yeah, he a
made that
quickly
known.
hater.
He made that known. Definitely, he definitely made that known.
I think Quick brings something to the bench that nobody else does. He's a bucket.
Yeah,
He's a bucket.
and he plays pretty good defense too.
Yeah, facts.
Solid
Underrated defender.
defender. He's solid defender, very underrated. People be sleeping on Quick, but he played good
Yeah,
defense.
we're very switchable 1 through 3. You know what I mean? Like I like that. Uh,
But I do think that if somebody, I do think that if somebody overpays for him, I think the Knicks are gonna pass him.
yeah, I think so too. I think
I
so
think
too,
the
and I'm
Knicks
not
are
mad
gonna.
at that. Get your money, young man. You feel me?
Yeah,
Get your money,
yeah,
young man. I'm not mad
yeah,
at that. Would
yeah.
I like to see Quickly still be a part of this team?
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah,
But
hell yeah.
again, I ain't trying to overpay for Quick. You know what I mean? So
But I
if
wouldn't
it's
be
something
mad
that,
if he get 100 million. If the Knicks give him
yeah,
100 million or something like that, I wouldn't be mad. I know a lot of fans be like, "Nah, that's way too much for a bench player." But you got to look at the things he does that helps the Knicks, and he's the reason why the Knicks have been successful these past 3 years.
yeah, that's a fact. Uh,
He's
and you also got to look at the new salary cap and all that. Like
word.
100 million, 100 mil no more for real. Like
Nah, bro,
Right.
it's
Facts.
not. It's not, bro. And a lot
They
of these
they
players,
throw
you,
they
you can
throwing
see it.
money at a whole lot of people that maybe shouldn't be getting that.
yeah, yeah. So
I feel like you see a lot of players that are not that good getting crazy contracts. So I don't see why a player like Quickly, who's pretty good with what second, and who I think should have been sixth man of the year last year. I
yeah,
thought he should have been it, but whatever.
yeah,
Um, for him to get 100 mil, I wouldn't see why that should be an
yeah. And quickly starting. Yo, listen, about 15 points per game off the bench ain't nothing to sneeze at, and that's something I think quickly could easily average. Right?
issue.
That
Yep.
ain't nothing to sneeze at. 15 per off the bench, and if somebody that also from a guard position off the bench give you about 4 to 5 rebounds from your point guard position off the bench, solid defender off the bench, ain't nothing to sneeze at, man. And I wouldn't be mad if we gave him 100. I just think that the Knicks didn't want to outbid themselves. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, we can't agree right now, but let's just see what the summer brings. You feel me?
Yep.
Hmm.
Nah,
Instead of trying to rush a deal just to appease him, just to make a deal for the sake of making a deal. You know what I mean?
or
You also got
as
to remember. You also got to remember, our president was an agent. He got a pretty good grasp on what people's market value and contracts and how they work go. You feel me? Because he was on the other side. So relax, guys.
Nah, I
Word.
think we should be fine, man. I think we should be fine. I think Leon Rose and them, they know what they're doing. Um, and I think everything will fall into place. He is leaving, man, wide open. Who quit?
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what he be watching, bro.
Yeah.
I really don't know what my boy be watching, bro. Like, yeah, quick is a really
I
good
mean, I
defender.
wouldn't, I wouldn't say that Leon Rose is a basketball genius. He has made his mistakes, you know,
Hmm.
because like I say, no GM is perfect. Like every GM, they go through you know, times where they make the wrong signing or draft the wrong player or make the wrong trade. Like it happens. I think it happened to us with the Kemba, like you said earlier, the Kemba, the Evan, the Alec Burke, which I think we should have. That's the guy that I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of miss.
Yeah, Alec
Nerlens
Burke, facts.
Noel, Nerlens Noel, but they went and fixed that, and we at where we at right now, and I think we're in a good place. I think we're in a
Yeah,
good place,
yeah. So,
but
uh,
I still think he got some things that we got some holes on his team that we gotta fix.
so they did a minor correction. Leon Rose is the president, not the GM. Scott Perry was the GM.
Yeah,
Scott
right.
Perry's my don't overshadow my boy. You feel me? And
Yeah,
that's one thing that used to kind of drive me crazy. Like, everything that good happened, it was crediting Leon Rose, and I'm like, usually the GM get the credit for all this shit, like, because I'm 100% believing that we wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for the work that Scott Perry put in before Leon Rose got here. Leon Rose took over an advantageous situation because remember, a year before that, that's when they signed everybody to 1 or 2 year deals with the option 1 year with play 1 year team option 1 year team option. What that was all my man Scott Perry doing. They traded away
Mhm.
all the big contracts and signed everybody to 1 year, second year team option. And when Leon Rose got here, they didn't extend nobody's option and started bringing all the people that Leon Rose wanted. You know what I mean? So shout out to my man, the contract situation that has Leon Rose, Scott Perry, fingerprints all over it. Uh, Jalen Brunson being a descending contract. Julius Randle taking less chicken. RJ
RJ.
Barrett RJ getting a heavily incentive based contract.
Mhm.
Mitchell Robinson's contract. These are all team friendly contracts that come under the wings of my man Scotty P. Scott Perry,
Mhm.
we trust. I'm gonna miss Scott Perry, man. Y'all don't understand. He's a
And the
great
draft,
GM.
the draft the draft picks as well.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett, Deuce
Yep.
McBride. Like
Yep. That's
some good
all
players.
under Scotty P's reign.
Yeah, word.
All under Scotty P's reign. You know what I mean? And the one quote unquote misstep in the draft you could say was the
Kevin
Obi
Knox,
the Obi was the Obi, right? That was the one misstep in the draft, but I think everybody thought that Julius Randle was gonna be out of here.
but Kevin Knox too was kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah. That was bad. That was bad.
yeah. We
Oh, that
missed
was
out on
bad.
some good players. We should have drafted Mikal Bridges. Really, that's who we should have
Yeah,
drafted.
yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I think. Wait, no, was he here for Frank? Nah, Frank wasn't him.
Nah,
That
that
was
was more
that
of
was
a Phil Jackson pick,
Steve Mills. Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was Steve Mills. Nah, but yeah, man, Scotty P, man, been holding it down. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him. Scotty P, it's my guy. But now that he's no longer part of the organization, we're starting to get like an insight to like what was the thought process behind uh what you call it, the thought process behind decision making, especially when he did the interview talk about the Donovan Mitchell trade situation. I was like, see, my man Cam was saying this shit. Cam
Yo,
was saying this shit the whole time.
yeah, and I was very adamant about it, bro.
It's a fact. That was a fact. Kev was like, yo, can't trade away all this stuff. We not gonna win with him. Scotty P goes, yeah, we didn't think he was a guy that could carry a franchise by himself.
Nah, man. Imagine,
Smith,
bro. You know what kind of failure that would have been, bro? You give up
we didn't.
freaking Mitch, RJ, Quick, Obi, Grimes, 6 first round picks. Oh my god. Oh my
And,
god. And then
and then
people be like, "Oh, we'll figure it out later." What you mean?
That would have
and
been
What
then
you mean?
disastrous. And you
What
know what?
you mean?
Other teams, other teams just like to try and rape us. Like
it's a
Word.
fact.
they don't do it to other teams, but they do it to us, boy. Nah, we gotta stick to our guns. We gotta just stay the track.
And
Cause
I
Yeah,
I
like the
mean,
way they
we
doing it.
no
yo,
for a fact.
Cleveland had a lot to give up, and they still kept a lot, and that was the difference, right? They
Yep.
gave up a lot. Laurie marketing, Fox, uh, who else? It
I
was some.
forgot his
It was
name.
some other, and they had a few draft picks to
Cordy
add in there.
Sexton.
Yeah, I said Fox. It was Sexton. My bad.
Sexton, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was Sexton. It was somebody. It was somebody else. It was a couple other good, solid role players and some draft picks. And then you look at what the team still had left over. Like
Yup.
that makes sense for them. That makes
Yup.
sense for them. They're still a really good team with all the pieces they had left. The Knicks, you couldn't have said the same thing if we gave up all
Nah.
those pieces.
Nah.
It, It would have just been Julius, Mitchell, and Brunson. That's it.
That's it. That's
That's
it,
it,
bro. We're not even a playing team, bro.
bro. Yeah,
I'll be honest with
yeah.
you. Like, I'll be honest with you. We would have made that trade. We wouldn't have been a playing team, bro. We would have missed the
I think
playoff.
I think we'd have made the playoffs, but we'd have been out of their first round for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, cause just giving up what we had to give up, just giving up the type of players that we had to give up. Who we replacing those players? Who we replacing quick with?
Bro.
Coming off the bench. Who's gonna be that guy coming off the bench?
Yeah, I don't know who they was gonna get. They was gonna
And
try to do
not only that, all them picks. How far behind does that set us back?
Exactly. And we had
That
six
I
sets
of
us
them.
just the picks alone set us back.
And they wanted six.
Right.
I I don't think that we had so many picks. I don't think the picks would have been that much. I think the players to me was the bigger issue. The picks. I'm willing to give away all the picks now if we could get a solid player without giving giving no additional players with it. Like you want 6 picks here, as long as we ain't got to break up the team and that person could put us in a position to be contenders. Have all the picks you like. You know what I mean? Because we at a point where like soon we're gonna have to start talking about all right, what we doing for real. In the next year or two, is gonna really start having to look around. Like if we're not making that step towards being contenders, then it's gonna have to start turning around and looking like, all right, something needs to happen. You know what I mean? But we're not there yet. So I want to keep my players. But if I could give away all those picks and bring in a solid player to help help with what we already have, absolutely. Fuck them picks.
Bro,
Because at the end of the day,
you gotta think about it though. Like, by us trading away all those picks for Melo, we couldn't build a team. We never had draft picks. We
yeah,
just now, because of Scott Perry, were able to get draft picks.
No,
Cause it's
and I'm
okay,
okay with getting rid of the draft picks, but not draft picks plus players, plus major
right,
players on our team. It's
right.
one or the other, right? Like
yeah,
we could get rid of draft picks to get someone solid to help us win, absolutely. But I'm not giving away three of my key players plus six
fact,
draft picks.
facts. Yeah, see, that's the difference between the Melo trade and
Right.
we did with the Melo trade. We didn't have a surplus of picks. You feel me? Like right now, we have a surplus of picks. So that's the difference. Like we got a whole bunch of picks, and we could give away 6 picks and still not be hurt for picks. You feel me? Uh, and they gave up in the Melo trade. They gave up picks and players, which kind of destroyed the team. The way that Donnie Walsh had that team constructed, it was a perfect plan in place for Melo. Perfectly, like Melo fitted that team with pre-trade like a hand in glove. We won a championship with that team because everybody around Melo did all the things that Melo didn't do. And all you needed Melo
Facts.
to do what he did great was score. Wilson Chandler will guard whoever the best small forward, power forward combination, two guard, Wilson Chandler, you gonna put him on him. Go ahead, go do your thing. Melo, just go get buckets. You got Tyson Chandler and Amari, uh your two I mean your five and your four. You know what I mean? Rebound, inside scorer, all that. It was perfect. It was perfect. Fuck it, James Dolan. If you just waited a half a season, baby, a
You
half a
know, I feel
season.
like Leon Rose is taking a page out of Donnie Walsh of what Donnie Walsh did back then.
Yeah,
I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up every no, I'm not giving up my pieces. I'm not giving up my picks. I'm staying put and I'm waiting. I think he's really patiently waiting for the right player to become available and I think we're gonna make that sign, bro. I'm book
yeah.
it. Book it. Book it.
And the proper trade was this, right? Gallinari
Yeah, that
and
Mozgov was a pretty good player, man.
yeah,
Yo,
coming off the bench, he would have been solid. The backup Tyson Chandler, perfect, right?
yeah.
But the proper trade for Melo would have been Gallinari and a couple picks. You're gonna lose him anyway. He's not re-signing nowhere else but here. You're gonna lose him for nothing anyway. Oh, you want to play hardball and wait till the off season? No team is going to trade for Melo knowing that they're going to lose him in the off season. So you want to play hardball and wait until the last day of the deadline? This is my offer. This is what it's going to be. We're going to get him in the summer anyway.
Right.
James Dolan. Oh, no, no, no. Pull the trigger. Trade every goddamn body. Raymond Felton. Timothy Mozgov.
I
Wilson
wanted to
Chandler.
choke him, yo.
And I'm like, it wasn't the same team. It wasn't the
Nope.
same team. And the magic that Donnie Walsh did in his short time as the president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks, bro, our salary cap was fucked before he got here. He cleaned all that up in a year. Got
Mhm.
a team that could compete. We're missing that one piece. That one piece. And oh
Yo,
my
he
God.
got rid of the Jamal Crawford contract, the Zach Randolph contract. He got rid of all that.
Those contracts were horrible.
Yeah. Oh man.
Zebo contract was god awful, bro. Yo, Zebo at that time was making the bag, bro. I'm like, yo, listen, son, he could score and all that, but he not that guy to get this kind of chicken. Where did you ever hear that, Knicks 100? Where did you ever hear Melo said that he would have went to the Bulls? Where?
Yeah, I
Where?
never heard that. I
Because
did. I
what
did
was,
hear he say he kind of forced the trade though.
But he
I
forced
mean,
the trade because of the lockout season.
Right.
He
Right.
wasn't sure he was going to get the money that he wanted due to the lockout, but he didn't
Right.
force it because of any other team.
yo,
Right.
and if I'm the Knicks, I'd have told you want to win or not, bro. Like, you gotta
Right.
wait. You want to win or
Yeah.
not? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but it is what it is. Those are the things. So tomorrow we play the Clippers. Hope
Right.
we get a win. You know what I mean? It's gonna be rough. Uh, I'll be actually watching the game tomorrow. So I'm not sure. Maybe a recap live.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm doing a recap tomorrow.
I bet.
If y'all available, pull up.
I'm here.
Right. Right after the post game.
Yeah. What
We
time
gonna
is the
watch the
game?
post game first, and then we gonna do the recap.
Time the game. The game is like at 7, right?
I
Seven
think
Yeah,
it's
the
thirty.
game
7.
is at 7:30, I think, something like that. So
7:30. So
right,
the post game should be about 11.
yeah,
11. So yeah, we'd be around about 11:30, y'all. You know what I mean? About around
fact.
that time. Uh, Shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight. Y'all was going crazy in the comments. I appreciate y'all. Even you, Knicks 100. Even though you get on my nerves, I appreciate you.
He always talking
Yeah,
basketball though. He always talking basketball though.
yeah, nah. I like him, but he get on my nerves.
He likes Steve.
Darlene,
He likes Steve, right?
yeah, absolutely. Darlene, you already know how you my peoples, Maddie
Word,
Smooth, and everybody else who pulled up. You know what I mean?
word.
Because
I
I think y'all the
appreciate
only
y'all.
guys here. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Till next time.